So here we are, guys and girls. Welcome to Sherline, USA. In Carlsbad in California. We're going to do a factory tour. I've got some bits and pieces to buy for friends back in Australia, and we're going to run through the factory. I've got that sorted and have a look through the showroom, so enjoy.
Yeah, go ahead and feel free. This is our laser department. Everything will come back through here. Just about everything we produce, get some sort of laser mark on it.
Yeah.
It might be a graduated scale on the leading edge of a table or cross slide, or the radial hand wheels get their markings around. Chucks will get different marks. It might be our logo, something like that.
Yeah, right.
On this side, we wish I could actually running something right now, or maybe testing it. This is our plastic injection mold maker.
Okay.
Joe Martin
Yep.
got his foundation in manufacturing as an injection mold maker.
Yep.
So we figured I know how to do it, so we'll just do it here. We make a few plastic parts, not many, but like the golf carts for our
Yep. Okay.
This is what comes out on a spew like a traditional plastic model would come out on.
Do a nice job.
This actually gets broken off. This is our give removal tool. This long piece right here on the
I see, so they all go together. They're nice molds.
I'll walk you through the shop, how we receive material, where it kind of goes, and we'll end up with some finished product that you see right here. These are rotary cable parts that are in a mid-stage right now.
Okay.
Over here we have our Cnc Lathes Apartment, and over here is our CNC mill department. We also have a number of pre-World War II machines throughout the factory that are still in operation. We also use our own machines for second operations. They'll do a job over on one of these mills. If they need a smaller hole, drill, board, or nap, they'll roll this into position, they'll mount the part here, and then let the mill do its operation. Can't tell what the rotary cable's set up for right now, but we do some parts for our liver collar closer on these machines.
This is pretty solid enough without being bolted down.
Yeah. I don't think they're not taking too much off that it's going to torque the machine too much. The more rotary cable parts. We have a couple of machines here. These are our newest lathes. They're column fed. They got set up in November, but they're right next to this old Brown & Sharp 2-inch screw machine. This is pre-World War II.
Yeah.
We produce our 1 5/8 inch hand wheels, our smallest hand wheel on this machine.
Yep.
Long material gets fed through this column into here. This cam down here rotates and turns, tells which tool is in position and for how long it's going to run. And then it gets parted off and drops that into a bin to make this.
Oh, nice.
And then this will go off for a second operation on one of the mills. Get the hole put in for the little hand knob. Get a recess put on it. But very similar machines, just more modern.
Yes.
This is where we receive all our raw material. It'll either come in billet form like cylinders, squares, or rectangles. Various materials, aluminum, steel. But we also have extruded product here. This would be the profile for our tailstock on our lathe.
Yeah, right.
Down there you can see some that would be for cross slides and bases. Bases on the far end. Also our headstock there.
Okay.
Alright. And over, then they'll take this long material, put it on this machine here, it's a large fan stopper. And they'll cut it down to size. And then these look like they'll probably end up being either for one of our chucks or perhaps for our trailer weight scale. We have those over there, but based on its height, I'm guessing it's probably the well reservoir with hydraulic fluid. But without a worksheet, I can't tell exactly what it's going to be. But then the pallet will be moved over to the case. Since they're round, it'll be taken to a lathe.
So you're making a lot of machines here. You must be selling them.
We sell either to distributors or directly to the public, domestically here in the U.S. or worldwide. This is our chuck and collet department. After the chucks have been turned on the lathe, they're coming here for assembly. The jaws are all hand ground. This fit particular chuck. This is one of our 3/8 inch scroll chucks.
It's a really nice little chuck. And there's a smaller one as well.
Yeah, this is the 2.5 inch chuck. These are this one's a 4-jaw, that's a 3-jaw.
Or, no,
That's a scroll. The independent chucks tend to be a little thicker. And then we test them on our own machine. We'll put them on here. We'll indicate them in. They might be indicating it at end mill or chuck it to make sure they're running accurately. This little lathe is real old. You can tell by the brass band.
Done some work, yep.
All right. So this is probably pre-1970.
Oh, really?
75.
So these fit the Sherline lathe?
Yes.
That's a WW, is it?
Yeah. And we also have metric collets that fit our lathes as well.
Okay.
Over here we actually make washer stuff.
You're right, I've got that. You have a washer.
This is a CNC program that produces the collet. This is a collet blank that's been turned on the lathe, but it has to have the hole put in. So that'll get mounted in there, and then these 3 tools will run on that program. In, out, over, and then there's a parting tool there that there's usually a nib or something that has to be parted off.
These machines do some real work.
Yeah, these are set up as chucker lathes. You can see it has a mill base. And it's a modified mill that acts as a lathe. Then the hole is actually put in, it's been bored out, right? And this will be taken over to this mill setup to have the 3 slits put in for the collet.
I see, yep.
That would be mounted in here. It moves in, over, and out to put in a slit. We set it up on our rotary table, rotates 120 degrees. Does the same process until it gets all 3 slits put in.
This impresses me that these little machines are doing so much.
Yeah, these machines
Really hard work.
I've been here 3 years, and they probably were here 3 or 4 years before I started.
Oh, wow.
So they'll take a beating.
Okay.
Over here, they're grinding the surface of the. I'm not sure if they're grinding for the jaws, but they'll assemble it here. And putting the finished grind on the top of the jaws here. That's before it's getting the grind.
Right. Starting to feel like I need one then.
This is our grinding department. We're grinding one of our lathe beds right now. These will be taken off periodically to get specced out to make sure they're not taking off too much.
So that's a steel bed on there.
Those are steel beds. He's doing another one on this one right here. Grinding a different part of the lathe bed here. The other side.
Yeah, right.
That large green grinder over there does our tabletops for our rotating rotary table. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
The grind doesn't have to be as perfect on that, so they can set up 30 at a time on that one.
Yeah, I
Let
see.
it go.
So you do these all one by one?
Yes.
That's impressive.
And once they're measured out to spec, then they'll go off to the milling department to have the various mounting holes put in,
Yeah.
countersunk, and the keyway is also machined in.
Wow, okay.
There's more of the tail stock material that's been machined. But
Gosh,
that extruded material we saw earlier in the shipping department has been cut to size, and then this area is machined away.
Yeah.
Various holes are drilled, bore drilled or tapped, and then this is bored on a special machine, not in one of our mills or lathes.
Right.
And then they come through here into the tumbling area. Not running right now, but this is like a giant rock tumbler.
Yeah.
Man-made ceramic stone embedded with garnet. Water with a light detergent. Sometimes there's
So how long do the parts go in a tumbler like
it
that?
might be a couple hours or more, depending on the size of the object or how many edges there are.
I have a tumbler, but I haven't found the magic
Time
mixture.
yet. Yeah.
And usually if I put parts in there 4 days later, they haven't changed much.
Well, this is an agitator like you'd have in a washing machine.
Yeah, right.
But everything just kind of tumbles through.
Yeah, I see.
And then these rocks are of various shapes and sizes for different parts. This larger size is to make sure that they don't fall into some of the holes. But then we also have smaller material and smaller pellets. So if there's no holes in a part like that, that's where that smaller size might be used.
So how long has this media been in here?
I don't know how often they change it out, but you can't, it's hard to tell because this is wet, so I don't know if this is newer or not, but you can tell they're slightly different colors.
Yeah.
I would imagine
So they just top it up.
yeah. And a lot of these, they'll get broken. You'll see some broken ones in here.
Yeah.
They'll eventually start to break down. I don't know how often they switch out or add the ceramic stone. When it's all done, they get the high-tech drying racks out.
Yeah.
Just leave them to dry. So that part we saw them cutting on the bandsaw back there is about this height. So and these are the wells for our trailer scales.
Okay.
So that's probably what those are going to end up being.
So you probably make a lot of those, do you?
Yeah. It's our fourth most popular item. It's the only item we make that's not machine related.
Right.
It's not a tool. It's not an accessory to a tool. It's not an accessory to a machine. It's not a machine.
Yeah.
More parts for the scales. These have been finished. They've had the anodization put on.
Yeah.
They've had the laser mark put on. Reservoir, piston, ball hitch receiver. And then on these versions, these have been put together. You can see the gauge has been added. And then they'll put the hydraulic fluid in this department.
Right.
This is our water jet, our high pressure water jet cutter.
Yeah.
Uses 56,000 psi to cut the material. You can cut steel up to 3/8 of an inch thick.
Yep.
When they have a program running, there'll be a single item that they'll have here, but then the program will step and repeat that across the side. So they put the item is programmed in, and then they tell it how big the sheet of material is.
Yep.
And then they'll let the program do its step and repeat. In some cases, because they're weird shaped, they'll get nested along the way to get the best yield. And then it's dirty or muddy because we use powdered garnet as an abrasive to help the cutting process.
Okay, right.
When that's done, somebody sits there manually punches these out. They go to the grinding department, get the dips ground down, and then they'll go through that tumbler to get the sharp edges taken down. This is an EDM machine, electric discharge. It uses 10,000 volts through a brass wire. When it's running and there's a part in there, this is filled with water. And then you have your X, Y, and Z axes, but because this wire is flexible, this can move in and out or back and forth, so you get a U and a V axis as well.
Okay,
so right. Axes, so you can get very intricate, odd angles.
I see.
Something that might have been done on a grinder that would take days or weeks, now takes hours or minutes sometimes. Lathe and this Bridgeport mill are part of our prototyping department.
Yep.
Our new tool is designed, and then the plans are brought down here where our lead tool maker will make that one-off part.
Yeah, right.
And then they'll fine-tune it to get it to a production running version. They'll remeasure it, get those new measurements put into the CAD program, which are taken down to the machines, the CNC areas, where they can then mass produce those parts. We'll do a one-off here, make sure it's working accurately, and then they'll mass produce it down here.
So you're still working on new designs, new parts,
Constantly. We're back at the tail stock. This does not have the bore put in it yet, but it has had the holes bored, drilled, and tapped. Then it goes in this old rifle boring machine where it's going to put that large bore in that accepts the live set. We're running it using our own rotary table to drive the shaft. It's set up on a single axis controller.
I see, with the two belt.
This acts as a mini computer to run the program. We actually have one of the tail stocks in there right now, and that board just moves in and out, creating that larger hole. And this rifle boring machine does a better job at creating the accurate bore than any of our mills can.
So that's got this oil or cutting oil fed up inside of the drill, is that right?
Well, you can see how messy it is in there. That oil, these older machines, the oil just flies everywhere. In the mill department, there's the traditional vertical mills, and then we have the newer horizontal mills, which are on the other side. We'll get there in a little bit. This carousel here holds about a dozen tools. They're put into play. Right now, it looks like there's only one tool in there, so whatever they're doing here, it's probably maybe just boring a hole in our mill bases. And they'll just take it out, clean it up, but you can see the various tools that they can mount in there. Here's another one. We saw the lathe beds being ground in the grinding department. And we'll come to here. So these come from the grinding department. They have to have the holes put in, mounting holes, and the keyway. These are the smaller lathe beds have already had that done.
Right.
So they've had the mounting holes put in that are countersunk, the keyways put in, and then the larger hole for the pivot pin that holds the headstock.
Yeah.
These two machines are virtually identical. They're gear hobbers.
Yes.
You saw the rotary cables earlier. You saw the gears cut on them. They're cut on this machine here. And coincidentally, we're using our own rotary cable again to drive the machine, single axis controller. This gear cutter here moves ever so slightly forward as it rotates, and that rotary cable part is mounted here, and it rotates this way to cut the gear. And right here you see where all the lubricating fluid would be pouring through to keep the cutting going smoothly. This machine can be set up to do just about any other gear we make.
Right.
Typically for our thread cutter, which has 15 different gears. You'll mount a number of rings on here, and it does the same thing, but you can see the travel is much greater. We'll have a dozen parts here, and it moves forward this way, and then these rotate this way until all the gears are cut. Watch your step. This is our thread roller for cutting or for making our lead screws.
Yes.
Raw material gets passed through here. This would normally be up.
Yeah.
It passes through, and these two wheels here rotate counter to each other as the material passes through. The raised edge creates the inside diameter of the lead screw, and then the material has to go somewhere, so it gets pushed out into the recess, creating the outer diameter of the lead screw. And it can be adjusted for different diameter lead screws. It can be switched out for standard English or metric.
Yeah, right.
These are examples of different diameters. This would be for an X or a Y axis. This would be for a Z axis on a mill.
It's a really nice thread.
The long material passes through here. They take it out, cut it to size. They'll put a taper on it to accept either a coupling from the hand wheel or the stepper motor. Here are our modern horizontal mills. Instead of the Z-axis coming up and down, it comes in and out. Material is loaded on these vices in here called tombstone vice.
Yes.
It has 4 sides. So depending on the size of the object, you might be doing 1 at a time or 4 at a time. So you can do as many as 16 parts.
Yeah, right.
That gets loaded into the second bay where the machining is done. Watch your step here.
Right.
This is actually running right now. We're probably going to switch out of tools soon. Instead of a carousel, the tools are loaded on this conveyor belt. This holds upwards of 70 tools.
Yeah.
When the previous tool is done, it unloads it. There's a switch. The new tool goes in, and then it does this series of machining on whatever parts are in there. Right now, these are like our mill saddles or lathe saddles, right? Cut at the bandsaw, they mount it in there. Various holes have to be bored and drilled throughout.
Yeah. So this comes as an extrusion with the dovetail already in.
Yes. And I believe So that part
Yeah,
is not
right.
actually, that's been machined up.
Yeah, I see.
This is a traditional lathe. You do one part at a time. This was typically set up for our chucks. So it looks like they're doing the 3-inch 3-jaw chuck right now. That was putting the scroll on it. It looks empty right now, so maybe we don't have the parts running. Again, traditional lathe, one at a time. It's the giant version of our 3-jaw chuck. This is a rotary table.
Okay.
Right? So this would, they have to take,
Oh, okay.
this would be the top. They're going to take this material down to get the profile, and this will be taken over to that gear hop cutter I showed you. The gears put on. Seeing the profile. This is done after they've put the gears on or cut the gears. This will come back to this lathe, and these concentric circles are then put on. And that gives you a rough estimate as to that's your 1-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch.
Yeah.
So if you're holding the material, you get a rough idea of where you place your clamps or how big your material is. Eventually it'll be taken over to a mill where the grooves are cut out, where you would put your clamps in or your T-nuts. This is the piston used in the travel trailer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You can see it there, it's in its intermediate form. They've turned and faced the top of it, but now they have to take material away to create the piston part. They're turning the housing for our worm screw that goes in our rotary table.
Oh yeah, yep.
Materials in this large column here is fed through. It'll do various turning operations until it's done. Then it'll just part it off. And then it'll have some other operations done. There'll be a bevel put on it. The side will have to be cut out.
Yeah.
And that's where the worm gear is exposed to interact with the gears on the rotary table. So as the worm gear turns, it's turning the rotary table. Between the traditional lathe, which does one part at a time, and the column fed, which has the material, it just keeps feeding it through, like those little Brown and Sharps did. This lathe is set up with a robotic arm. Takes the raw piece, mounts it into the chuck, where it gets turned and faced here. And again, we're looking at the piston for the trailer weight scale.
Right.
It's done all this turning and facing. It's even bored and tapped this hole here. These will be put here on this pallet. And as we saw, we're taking over to that machine where it gets it turned and creates a profile for the actual piston. Watch out, it's slippery.
Yeah, gotcha. So do you do your anodizing in-house?
We do not do our anodizing in-house. California and federal EPA laws.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yeah, it's better to let people who already have all the certification in place.
Right.
And then once, if anything does go out for anodization, it'll come back here, go through the laser department, get its mark put on, brought back into assembly where it's put together. So for example, this is our 3C headstock. The pulley belt's been turned, the spindle's been turned. This was, the headstock itself was machined. There's the keyway slot that would fit on the key that's on your lathe bed.
Right. What's the grinder we're putting together here?
This is a cam wheel grinder. If you're into making
Really?
working cars, if you need a cam, that's done here. And it's a modification of mill and lathe parts. We probably sell about 2 a year.
Okay.
But if somebody out there needs to grind cams
Yeah.
to make working car models.
That's very interesting. The reason I don't do jobs like things like that is because you've got to make so many machines to do it.
And about 90%
It
of
makes
assembly.
sense to buy one off the shelf.
Yeah. About 90% of assembly is done in the actual assembly area, but some of it's done here in shipping. This is where they get all the machines and accessories ready to ship out. You can see here the motor has been set up and attached to the speed control unit. This will ship with your mill or lathe, but not attached. Lathes are set here, so this is the 4000, this is the 4000A package. B package, it'll be marked as to whether it's CNC ready, or if it's DRO, or if it's manual. Then it becomes a pick and pack situation. Somebody says, okay, I want 4000A package CNC ready because I have my own stepper motors, but I'm going to attach them when I receive it, and whatever else goes with the order. And we ship directly to individuals or multiple units to distributors.
So what happens if someone from Australia says they need 240 volts and it needs to be metric? Is that something you have on shelf, or is it something you put together?
We typically have metric on shelf ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not as big a call because 90% of our product is done here, either it ships into the U.S. or Canada.
Yep.
But about 10% goes out worldwide. You know, we have distributors throughout Europe, Asia, and Australia. I think we have 2 distributors in Australia, one of whom is Ron Scher himself.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And our
That's quite an
smaller
operation.
accessories are put together in this little area here.
Yep. Quite an operation. Well, you've sort of sold me.
Do you work with our machines right now?
I don't. I have bigger machines.
Okay.
But this is a much more impressive machine than I'd sort of realised from the website.
And we have a number of our machines laid out here to show size, scale, what they can do. This is our 8-inch center lathe 4000, 17-inch on center lathe 4400. They can all be set up for DRO or CNC.
So do you have one set up here with thread cutting?
I do not see a thread cutter set up. Our thread cutter is here in its boxed form. You don't really get to see what it can do. To be honest, that's the next video I want to produce, is showing how to set up the thread cutter
Okay.
and then how to use it. Do it in 2 separate videos.
So thanks for watching, guys and girls. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my Patreon page. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Hope everyone enjoyed this. Not too long and boring. And more soon. Be kind to each other.